Video poker first showed its face in casinos in the 70s in a fairly basic form. It's gained in popularity, and now with the advent of the internet you can enjoy this game from your own home. A lot of people are confused by it. They think it's similar to slots. In fact, slots is a game where there's no skill involved. There is skill involved in video poker, and a lot of people will claim systems for things like craps and roulette, and these are all absolute garbage. This is the only machine game in the casino where the house has a very, very low edge, and if you know what you're doing, you can make money at this game in the long run. It's not a system, it's purely mathematics. There's lots of different types of the game. The original game is called jacks or better, whereas quite simply you get paid back your bet for a pair of jacks or better. Your aim is to hit higher paying hands, and the ultimate hand is the royal flush. The secret, if there is any secret to this game, is understanding the pay tables, and we will deal with that in a moment. It's the most fundamental overlooked part of this game, and why you see many people sitting in the casino throwing their money down these machines, when in actual fact, if they had a little bit of knowledge, they would in fact come out in front. It's an online flash version of jacks or better. Basically, it's based on 5-card draw. You are dealt 5 cards. You have a choice to either hold or discard the cards in order to get the best hand you can. In some games, it will hold the cards for you. I urge that you don't totally rely on this, because in some obscure hands the machine can be wrong and it makes you a lazy player. Always look at your hand. In that case, we've got a nice 3 of a kind. Now to the pay tables, as I was explaining. On jacks or better, it's fairly straightforward. On a single bet, it goes from 1 coin for jacks or better, which is just getting your money back, up to 250 coins for a royal flush. To determine the payout of the machine, we look at what it pays for a full house and a flush. As you can see here, it's 9 coins for a full house, 6 for a flush. That makes it a 9-6 full pay jacks or better machine, and this will pay back 99.54% in the long term. This means for every $100 that you bet, in the long run, it's going to cost you less than 50 cents if you play mathematically correctly. One of the fundamentals of this game is that you always play maximum bet. If you look for the royal flush, your payout is 4,000 coins. You see many people in casinos sit and play single coins, hit a royal flush and get 250 coins. Check out the extra payouts. This is even more important in the bonus type games. Pairs are usually always strong across the board in all the video poker games. There are a few exceptions. Now, an example of strong pairs would be if you are dealt a pair of 5s and a 6, 7, 8 of mixed suits. Many people would hold the 5, 6, 7, 8 hoping for a straight, when in fact in that situation they should be holding the pair. The fact is that you've only got 1 in 89 chances of pulling off the straight. You've got 1 in 13 of pulling 3 of a kind and 1 in 7 of pulling 2 pair. In the other situation, if you've got 4 cards to a flush, then you will hold those 4 cards and ignore the pair. These are important things. You can check out the site a little bit further for some of these things. We're going to run through a simulator now just to show a few common mistakes and how you can actually learn to master this game. This is a nice little software which actually teaches you how to play the various video poker game types. It's available as a trial version as well. But it's very, very handy because you can set it to alert you to your mistakes, and you can mathematically see your errors. In this hand, for example, as we said, pairs are always strong. We're going to hold the pair of 10s in this situation. Now, that tells us we've got a serious error. That will cost you money in the long term, so you have a little option here to analyse the hand. As shows that you should have held the Ace King 10 as the strongest hand. You can also simulate hands in here. So this is one situation whereby the pairs are not strong. The Ace King 10 didn't pay off in this situation, but that was the right play. It's very important to ascertain the correct play. Very few people can play this sort of software, and even seasoned experts, and get 300 hands correct, and that should be your aim. If you can play 300 hands of jacks or better mathematically correctly, you're ready to move on to other games and play for real money. Games range from 1 cent up to $5. You're always playing max bets, so in essence, if you're playing a 5-cent game, it's costing you 25 cents a hand. Ensure you have an adequate bankroll, don't overdo it. It's hard to play this game for long periods of time and maintain absolute concentration, and many people in casinos will sit for hours on end and do their money and wonder why. Again, in the long run, you can get money back on this. The reason casinos offer such a high payback percentage on these games is they rely on player ignorance and errors. It is quite a simple game to master, but it just takes concentration and some understanding of the fundamentals. So good luck, and may the royal flush come your way.